big as you are.
Little fancy pants up. Man, this ain't my first rodeo, homeboy. Let me show you something here. Oh, I got some strength in here. Come on, Mark! It's stuff you don't even know. 401.
401.
401. 401.
401.
401.
So does your mom, but we ain't complaining.
Game break. I'm a good dude. Come on now. I'm not trying to win. Get him out of the corner, Greg.
Come on, Rob.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's rigged. Now how he got the 10 and you got the 3, Greg? Seattle! That's what I'm about.
Did he just say Seattle?
Yo, you heard that too, right?
Yeah, I swear to God. Oh! Come on, Mark!
Oh!
This is Rasslin Rage. Do it now. This is Rasslin Rage. This is Rasslin Rage. Cody Fleming is the man who leads the brigade. Let's go down. This is Rasslin Rage. Do it now. This is Rasslin Rage. This is Rasslin Rage. Cody Fleming is the man who leads the brigade.
And now it's time for Rasslin Rage with your host, Cody Fleming.
Hey, hello everybody. Welcome to the 2022 Indie Idol judging, right? Round table with Alex Van Zant and Johnny Delicious. Johnny Delicious is the only wrestling MC in the state of Michigan. Alex Van Zant is a champion. His many belts, I'm hearing nowadays, but he's also
The collector.
Yes, the 2021 Indie Idol. So we are in the fourth round. We are here to do our critiques and our judging of said fourth round. This round was a Falls Count Anywhere street fight. This was a stipulation that we came up with. This was based upon our talkings and what have you. Good stuff. So I enjoyed most of these promos. A little let down that some people didn't turn in. I was a little disappointed, I'd say. Disappointed. That's the word I'm going to use. All right. Like my dad would say to me, right? But anyways, first up, we're going to.
It's the worst thing. It's the worst thing, man. Like, it's the worst thing. I know you're all busy, but we give you 2 weeks.
Right.
The other thing about that is that, like, some of the people that did turn them in, like, clearly they were pressed for time. Like, they weren't, like, they're just doing it at their shows. They're busy. They're on the road. They're like, but they did it anyway. Like, yeah, it wasn't going to be as good as, like, what they may have done, like, you know, with time and, like, all of that. But, like, they did it. So, like, you know, I actually thought some of them were pretty creative with how they did it too.
Yes,
so.
absolutely. All right, well, let's start it off. We're going to start with Fletch Malone and Forever Young. Obviously, Fletch Malone gets the win by DQ, but we're still going to give the critiques because why wouldn't you, right? I like he is finding them spots really well now. You can see the growth there. He's doing very well. And the locations that he, like when he went to these different locations in his promo. I really enjoyed that. He put the work into it. And, you know, I don't know what Forever Young would have done. However, I really enjoyed his Fletch Malone's promo. I did. I really don't have anything bad to say, really. What about any of you guys?
Yeah, I would say it was his best showing yet.
I was gonna say, yeah.
I enjoyed the way he edited the change of outfits. The one thing I will say about this is, if you are not a fan of Fletch Malone, I don't think this would have sold tickets. But if you are a fan of Fletch Malone, this would have sold you tickets anywhere. Right. So like, and I think that's a huge thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't, I wanted to see him get his ass kicked this time. It was, if you're a fan of Fletch, like that's what you got, right? It wasn't the opposite, you know? But again, that comes with not having your opponents to counterpart this. So I really wasn't sure what to go against. But that's where, I'll just throw it out there, that's where I kind of lost Fletch, was that emotion factor of, if I wanted to see you get your face punched in, that was my draw the whole time. And I've said it numerous times. Like, wanting to see this kid get his face punched in is what I wanted to see. This one didn't do it for me on that situation, but the other route did. This is, and that's good that he can do this and adapt, like we've been talking about. So in this situation, like, if you're a fan of Fletch Malone, you're a fan of Fletch Malone, and you're going to see Fletch Malone after this.
Yeah, absolutely. To be honest, like, I don't really like, everything that you said is everything that I have written down. Best one so far for me. There were a couple little, I liked everything context. The effort was great. I thought he was like well-spoken. He's finding his character a lot better. I don't think it's necessarily like, I think he's always known his character but like, he's finding better ways to convey it.
Yeah.
And
yes,
like, without having to like take an entire like side journey to explain like, oh, this is the realm of this god. Like, it was pretty, like, I think about like Ganja God and stuff like that. Like, and it was pretty quick, and it kind of got the point across, and I liked that. But yeah, I felt like he was almost a babyface in this one, which is like kind of a turn from what he's been in a way. So like, yeah, I agree with you 100%. I did not want to see him get his face punched in, but like, you know, I thought it was a good babyface promo. Like, I
exactly.
liked it.
And you know what? That's what some people needed. That's exactly what some people needed. So,
okay, well, we know Fletch Malone gets the W on that one. We're gonna move right into the next. Right, we're gonna move right into this one. I spoke on this a little the other day during a live a little bit about this matchup. Well, this one of these people. So unfortunately, Alex Steele had to pull out of the competition because he has been diagnosed with, I don't know how to say it correctly. I know it's lymphoma, and then I don't know if there's anything after it other than just cancer. So, so he's getting chemo treatments, or his chemo treatments were starting. What did he say? They were like recently. I don't remember the exact date. So he wants to focus on that, and I can't say that I don't understand, because I would probably have done the same exact thing. And we wish him the best of luck, and we want to make sure, you know, I love you, man, and I want you to get better, and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Now, Billy Ray.
You said it, man.
Right. So now he takes on Billy Ray. Billy Ray turns in a promo, and I think I'm going to be honest here. What he did, not only was it honorable, right? Honorable, right? It was a cool thing to do, I think, and personally, I thought it was a cool thing to do.
I agree 100%.
Yeah,
I think, like, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Okay. I mean, like, I think given the circumstances, realistically, it probably would have been appropriate to cut I'm going to beat you up promo in general in this situation, knowing like what he's going through and knowing that can't happen. But like the way he talked about the road, and you know, it'll always lead you back. And speaking of which, I feel like Cannonball was really finding himself, and he was really finding his footing, especially UCW. And, you know, I hope that he comes back better than ever. And, you know,
yeah, for sure.
Much love to him, man.
for sure.
Yeah, I think Billy Ray definitely stepped out of his comfort zone for one, but also on another level really showed the type of person that he is.
Yes.
And he could have went straight at it and just destroyed the dude, but he didn't, and it was a very classy move. And I'll be even more honest with you, the way he cut the promo and shot it while driving and everything was creative as hell. I'm still gonna critique it on it. The things you said about it and everything, like you said, drive it, bring the road is always going to bring you back. Like, there's no such thing as a retired professional wrestler. There's no such thing as a professional wrestler leaving the business. You're always going to be there. I've had close friends that have retired numerous times, but they're still at shows. They still come back. Whatever it might be for your short period of time and everything, you're still going to come back. And it definitely did everything that you needed to do, man, Billy Ray. So kudos to you for that. And Alex, we'll be seeing you soon, man. We'll be seeing you soon.
For
Hell
sure.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like, ultimate babyface promo there for sure, right? I mean, like, if you didn't love him before, you have to, like, because that's just who he is. That's awesome.
Right.
It's so cool.
Right. Okay. So let's get into some where there's an actual two promos. How about this? Heather Blue versus Jeremiah Goldmain. I just want to say before we get into it, I love you too, Jeremiah. I love you too. In every promo contest, well, in this, whatever, there has to be a winner and there has to be a loser. All right. So with that said, I really, even though he was like, F us, except for you.
Well, not you, Johnny. Not you.
It wasn't all of us.
Yeah, not you.
Us,
ooh, he likes you. Anyways, I do want to say, I believe this was very creative. This was a very creative promo out of Jeremiah Goldmain. And we know that he was down south somewhere, or where was it? I don't know where he was at. I can't remember. But I think it was great. And in not only that, with the people asking the questions were different people, and it wasn't all the same person. So that was really cool. And I really did kind of get the vibe that, like, there was people asking him questions. It was very real. It was really cool. And I did enjoy that promo. Heather Blue, wow, man, she's really coming along. Let's talk, wow. She's got a background now. Cool. Like it. Brick building. I mean, hey, it is what it is. I like the weapon at the end. I like how she just it looked like she did some like cool RoboCop thing. You know what I'm saying? You know how like RoboCop used to spin the gun? It looked like she did something cool with it. I wish I'd have been able to see it. You know what I mean? I wished I would have been able to see it. That's all. I wish that, and then she popped me at the end with the chow bitch. Oh man, I loved it. It was great. Definitely enjoyed it. Good stuff. Well, how about to you, Mr. Delicious?
Let's go, Heather. I agree. Your wording is getting so much better. The background ads, I popped for a lot in yours. The way you spoke, the Wish version of Elton John, the finale.
Someone else
like,
loved that.
Your closer. The stick thing, the kendo stick thing, wherever that came from, the way you flipped it up, agreed. Like it was there, it was cool. And I didn't feel like you were in your bedroom, but I also knew you were in your bedroom, right? Like, I'm going to throw it out there. I was just confused. Like, it's a brick sheet. Like I was just thrown off. I didn't take anything away from you on that. You're changing the background and I'm appreciative of that. Like, you're adding that in there. It was just one of those things where it was like, there was a point where it started waving like a sheet in your background. And I got a little distracted, but it didn't kill me. Your motions are now meaningful.
Yeah.
Yes,
So, and that's what I was trying to get
100%.
at. Like, it wasn't, your motions are now meaningful for everything that you were doing. So, good job with that. I did give it to Jeremiah. 100% had to give this to Jeremiah. Jeremiah showed out, and there's no ass kissing. Like, all ass kissing aside on this,
Right.
one, right?
Sure.
let's look at it like this. The irony of Jeremiah dropping this promo in this tournament, this episode, right? You are talking about you only showed up so you didn't get DQ'd, and look at how many people were unable to show up this show, right? Like the irony, you didn't know that was happening. If you did know that was happening, you probably paid them off. That's fine. But the fact that you did absolutely nothing but say one line the whole time, and it is a no DQ street fight. You did exactly what you needed to do. The paparazzi said everything that you wanted to say, and it, in an emotional state, it took it off of you and put it on them. But at the same time, it put it on us for everything that you've been doing, for how absurd, how ridiculous, and like how vengeful you're going to be. Like, I bought into this 100%. I would even say this is like the second highest rated promo in this contest so far for me. One of the other things is the blaming of us. Like I said, man, it's you blamed us. You didn't blame anybody else. You didn't blame Heather. You didn't blame anybody. Like, with the way paparazzi did it, you blamed us, and I am 100% appreciative of that.
Hell yeah. You said again, you've once again said almost everything in my notes, but I will start with Heather. This is, I think, the best one that she's done so far. She's just becoming so much more confident, and not just like, it's not just what she's saying, but how she's saying it now. It flows. It feels natural. It doesn't feel like she's looking down at her note cards every 5 seconds. Now it feels like she actually means it. Background in the back. It's funny. It's funny that like the background showed up now, but like this was the one round where like you could have been anywhere. Like you literally could have been on a dinosaur. Like this is like the one time. Like it could have been literally anywhere. But that's okay. I do like that it was there.
You don't know. She could have been outside. You don't know. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. That yes, it could have been a very wavy brick wall. That's very, very true. So yeah, I have a better use of your hands. So absolutely, like it's not so much doing, you don't have to do a lot. You just have to make what you do mean something. And you did that really well. I did like the Elton John line. So okay, here is my big critique. When you started talking about bringing in the toys, and you started talking about how you're going to submit Jeremiah, and how you're going to like go above and beyond. It's not just enough for you to win. It's not just enough for you to pin him. You're going to like beat the shit out of him, basically. I needed a level change. I really needed one there. It kind of stayed the same level the entire time, though confident and cocky. That was really good. And you brought the cocky kind of at the end, which is what you need. You don't have to be angry, in order to change levels. You don't have to do that. You don't have to be mad to change levels, and you don't have to be mad to prove a point. Sometimes you slow it down. Sometimes, you're cocky. So Solomon Stone does it really well, where he doesn't like get mad or yell. He just mocks you in a different way. He just changes his tone and cadence up for how, and I do that too, by the way. So that's kind of how I would do it too. I don't necessarily fly off the handle all the time. I fly off the handle at wrong times intentionally because, the caffeine thing, and I'm going, I have to bring myself down and I'm so hyper. But like when I'm making a point, I actually slow it down and bring the level down. And then you can pop back off with the chow bitch kind of at the end where it's also, it was serious. Now we're not serious. Bye. I would like to see that a little bit more, but by far the best one I've seen. Yeah, you don't like it doesn't have to be anger. So Jeremiah, I liked this promo better than any of the promos he has cut so far. In this competition this year. That being said, he came after me despite the fact that I did give him an extra win over everyone else. I gave him one extra win. So screw you. And second of all, now Jeremiah, you're gonna have to carry way more of my belts now. Just get ready. Just get ready. I'm bringing them everywhere. You're gonna have to carry all of them. That being said, I really like the Marshawn Lynch, the eating Skittles and blown out in your mind. I love it. You were at BBW. This was sweet. You used it great. You use your environment really well. And no one so far has done this And like, I didn't want to say it because, like, you know, I didn't want to like give it away or like kind of like make someone do it. I think Mongo has a little bit, but you can use the camera as another person. The camera isn't just floating there. There's somebody holding the camera. So you can talk to that person. Like for me, that was Karen or whoever else. I talk to the camera guy all the time. You know, things can float out of the air, and you did a great job of that. You negged it. It was like what's his name? Reverse comedy. It's called God. Martin.
I don't know where
does
you're
it.
going with this.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's reverse comedy. So basically what I'm saying is like you nagged, which was the best way to go. You said nothing by saying everything because you had the paparazzi asking you all of the questions, and I really liked that. So far, it's my favorite one. And not only, and I'm going to say this, not only did I like it because it was the most creative, I liked it because it's the most fucking Jeremiah. This, like, Jeremiah wouldn't play by the rules. Jeremiah would say, fuck you. Like, he doesn't care what we have to say.
Yes.
You know what I mean? This is the most Jeremiah thing to do, is to be like, oh, you're handing me this? Let's turn it around and give you something completely different. And I absolutely loved it. This is one of my favorite ones of the entire competition.
So I scored it to Jeremiah as the winner.
I did as well.
There it is.
So Jeremiah
36
wins.
to 33.
I mean, Heather, you did a great job. It just, you went against Jeremiah and he brought it. I mean,
he brought it.
Yeah. There goes my pen. Oh, well. So now we're going to go. Yeah. Hold on. Off camera. Priorities, man. Priorities. Okay. So anyways, we have Tony Garrix versus Solomon Stone. Solomon Stone reached out. He was busy and he just got away of him. But Tony Garrix, I liked it. He did something different, right? It wasn't the same in the studio. He knew he was going against Solomon Stone, who also uses a green screen. So he went outside of it, went to the gym, and he used somebody who was already working out. It had a little bit of comedy in it, a little bit of serious in it, and it was him in a real life setting. It was his character. I enjoyed it. I really did.
I love the fact that he went on location for it. I love the poking fun at Solomon, like we've talked about. Solomon is that guy that's always working out, and that's his background. We talked. He reached out. Him and I talked a little bit too afterwards, after the critiques and everything. And he's like, "You got it. Like I am. I'm the captain of wherever I go," type of thing. And I was 100%. Like I'm like, that's exactly what I thought you were going with, and I love that. But you didn't have your captain's hat on this one, and I was like, the thing that was missing, dude. The thing that was missing was that. I mean, you were still within character. You were still talking about being the captain and everything. But if you would have just had that hat on in that gym, or honestly, like throwing this out there, like use that shit that's around you, man. If you would have got on a row machine and like rode your ass in there, dude, whatever. But you're used to it, and you're stepping forward, and coming from the guy that doesn't fucking work out, and you guys are, I'm saying this before you. But yes, no, I'm being greedy. I'm sorry. The drink in the gym and everything, you are the captain of everywhere that you go, and I want to see that, continue that. This was honestly, context-wise, one of your best promos as well.
Absolutely. So
all right, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. I'm like, damn it, you buried the lead. I definitely wanted to see, like, I was like, man, this was the perfect opportunity for him to literally be on a row machine. And then just like, as this, I was like, what are you doing? Are you ready, kids? I'm rowing. And so, okay.
Or he could have got on it and rowed out. Like, you could have rowed out a scene, man. Like, it would have been, but it is.
But there's more, right? But there's more.
Yes,
so I know where you were. You were at Victory Gym. And you were there because you were there for Horseland, which means you had people there. You could have used other characters. It was good. It was really good. but I think you had a great opportunity to play off, like for once, instead of like delivering a monologue, you had the opportunity to play off of people here for once, and it could have been anyone. Like, you know, it didn't have to be wrestlers. It could have just been like, you know, it could have been setup crew, like just people, trainees and stuff like that. Teach them wrong. Maybe you're the captain, right? Have them in there and try to captain them, but like everything you say is like the wrong thing. It would be hilarious, like stuff like that. Or maybe it's the right thing. Like, I don't know. I would have liked to see that. I didn't feel very captain-y this time, but I really liked your ability to like ad-lib there. It was very clearly one take. And I think any promoter can look at that and feel very confident to hand you a live mic. But I just felt like I really liked it. There was just so much meat on the bone with the situation that you had. That was just kind of like, oh man, we could have had it. But, you know, I did like it. So, you know, I gave you a 33.
All right. Hey. All right. So now we're going to one with 2 promos. This one, man, oh man, this is going to be, I think, is a hard one, or was a hard one to score. I had to go back and watch these 2 promos a couple times. But Josh Morris versus Road Rash, man. This was definitely a good one, man. I got to tell you, Josh Morris is really doing well with what he's got. I really enjoyed this promo. I really like that he puts him over, but then he also recognizes that it's going to take more than his wrestling abilities to take him out in this match. And he's coming up with a way, and then he adds the talking bat.
Huge. Amazing. The talking bat was wonderful. This is what I wanted. I loved it.
I love it. I love it. And then not only that, but I want to say I really love his mix of seriousness and funny, right? Because I don't know how he does it, but he does it really well, right? You know when he's serious, you know when he's funny. It's really hard with people sometimes to get that message because him, not so much. You know when he's being serious and you know when he's being funny. And I really enjoyed it. I really did.
AVZ, you're up. I don't want to steal
Oh,
your
cool.
shine on
That's
this one.
fine. All right. Great. So one of the things that I loved about this was the closest one for me, by the way. This is a very, very close match.
This is very close.
And like there couldn't be more different promos. Like there couldn't be more different ones. But so Josh Morris, like I've had an opportunity to like hang out with him quite a bit. He wrestles a lot in Indiana, and I've been there a lot lately. And I was wondering when he was going to introduce Crispy Rico, because the whole Josh Morris universe kind of just exists. So like this has been a part of it, the bat. And I was wondering when he was going to bring it in. And he didn't just bring it in a little bit. He left Dobson at home, not because he didn't want him there, but because he's too precious. He didn't want to get him hurt. So he puts over Road Rash with that and then makes the bat cannon. He's a perfect example of what I was talking about when I was talking to Heather, where like you don't have to get mad to raise the intensity. You can. I would say what he does is he turns up the douchebaggetry, and man, I wanted to see him get his face punched in, because like when you see that bro. Like that, like a gaggle of frat boys on the side of the road who've been drinking too much, and there's a bunch of them, and like, you know, like you're like, oh man, these assholes, but they're starting shit, and they kind of bump into you, and we got a problem, bro. Like they will knock you out in this situation. They're just drunk assholes. Like you're raising the douchebaggetry, you're raising the sarcasm and the tone and the cadence, and like the air gets a little bit thinner because you're like, ah, crap. He's going to beat me down with a bat, talk shit while he does it. God damn it. You know what I mean? It's just like, no. I love it. I loved it. This was everything that is Josh Morris. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that we're getting to see it, because, like, man, I'm glad that he's not phoning it in anymore, because this is exactly what he should be doing. This is exactly who he is. And this is why he's turning heads in other states. It's not, for other reasons. he's a very good character, and he's he's a good talker, but he's a great character. He's a great character, and he's doing a great job of introducing that. Now, Road Rash, super intense. Love the location. Like, where was that? A boiler room? Like, was it like what? Where were you? Like, I loved it. So both of them were very context on point with the context with the falls count anywhere. I liked how he brought up how he's from the streets and Josh is from the suburbs, because absolutely he's from the suburbs. The intensity was all there. This was very, very good, but I felt that Josh was just more creative. So I did give it to Josh, but both of these guys scored very high. This might have been the most intense Road Rash promo that I have seen so far.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know how you go further. Like, man.
And he stayed at 100 the whole time. You know what
Absolutely.
I mean?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah. So Road Rash
I liked it a
definitely
lot.
intense as hell. Definitely intense as hell. But that also doesn't always portray emotion, right? That
That's
just
fair.
could be looked at as just screaming and yelling at somebody. But in this situation, the one thing that it did was it told a story. One thing that I've been noticing with Road Rash is he's continuously telling the story. Every single promo, every single one is showing more and more about him and his character and his creativity about it. A couple other people are doing this as well. I totally thought you were about to Shawn Michaels me with just a belt on right now, Mr. Van Zant. All I saw was a leg up, and I got distracted. I apologize. Where was I? Road Rash. Yes. So yes, like I like the use of your last opponent getting away, which caused you to be more intense, right? The segues that you use, like him rapping, but you wrapping your hands around his neck. You kept that, very, very clear with that as well. Beautiful, beautiful thing. Josh, your character built so much more with me. I don't know you, and I've said it numerous times. Everything I've heard about you is coming out more and more. This introduction of the bat, I'm like, oh, he's just introducing a bat. That's how he's going to win, right? No, you have a bat in your clique. Like, that's your thing. Like, I didn't know this. And then I saw these little videos, and I'm like, this dude really has a bat. Like, he has a talking bat, and it was phenomenal. Everything was there. Your creativity, the confidence, the entitlement. You're going to do whatever it takes type of promo. It was a heel promo, which was great. Again, you said it, Van Zant, that he puts Road Rash over by hurting his friend, be like, so I'm taking this person out. I'm going to bring my other friend with me, right? Little distracted by too much video popping up. I didn't know which one to look at. So I did have to jump back. But it also didn't kill it because, again, like I said before, that brings into that social media reality type of music. And honestly, it almost even reminded me of like VH1 pop-up video, right?
Yes.
Like you see these little things popping up. So it was cool. However, with all of that being said, I tied these two. So I apologize. I just realized I tied them. I didn't even think about it earlier. They are tied for me. So this is on the two of you.
All right. Well, I will start off with my scoring. And I'm just going to say that I scored both of them high on their character. Context same. I scored them both high on emotion. I scored Josh with a little more emotion or a little more creativity, and that put Josh winning by 1 on my card.
Okay.
I actually kind of have the exact same way. Both of these guys scored very, very high. Again, Josh got 0.1 over on creativity. So he won 36-35 on that one.
Mine's
me.
35
I really
to
like
34. You know, so I mean, it's
there we go.
Right. So, I mean,
all right.
Great promos. Just it's again. Here we go. Now, Mongo versus Mark Ross. Unfortunately, Mark wasn't able to get his promo in on time. Mongo though, dude.
It was great.
That was. I did not expect that. I did not expect that from Mongo.
Not at all.
And I'm like, this was great. I was like, I didn't expect it. So there was that, like surprise. And then it was like the creativity of it, amazing. You know what I mean? Good stuff. You can people are laughing in the background. I mean, that was a little bit, whatever, but it was different, and I liked it.
Yeah. He's the leader of the Mongoloids. This is the babyface promo from him, right? Like, this is that Mongo that is still the Michigan-made monster, but it's the leader of the Mongoloids. You're taking everything we said in the first two promos, the next promo, and you're mashing everything together for me. And I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Here's what I got out of this. You were using another character with Brutus without Brutus being there, but you still used it, and we all knew. Everybody knew. All right, Brutus is in the swamp, so that's why he's there. However, the thing I caught out of this too, and this could be me looking too much into it, you kept calling him Aqua Bruh. So why wouldn't you be looking in the water for him? You're going to go to his area, right? Like, you're looking for the Aqua Bruh. You're in the water. So why don't you find the person that's in the water the most that you know? And that's Brutus. Like, if that's what you went for, I don't know, but it was great. Normally the sound in the background and everything is like, man, I wish that wasn't there. However, the way that Mongo has been working this character of the leader of the Mongoloids, those could have been the Mongoloids there watching you and praising you. And I'm okay with it. I heard the chips. But you know what? I said the same thing. But I will tell you this, watching that video and how cold it had to have been, my nipples were hard too. So.
Yeah, he did good.
Yeah, man. I loved it, man. I also like that. I know that they're tag team partners now in certain places, but I like that he's looking for like the other monster. I do agree. I didn't even think about the whole Aqua Breath thing. He could have even made it like, I'm here like in the swamp, so it's the water, so you're stronger in water, Aquaman. So like, you know what I mean? I thought that it could, in hindsight, that would have been really cool. I really liked it. It was very, very funny. I didn't mind all the other stuff. What it's reminding me of, I don't know why, but it feels like a cartoon version of like what I assume Mongo's intense part is, but also like Rob Gronkowski. I don't know why. He just reminds me of like a cartoonized, like Rob Gronkowski just partying, hanging out, chilling. I don't know. Just kind of having a good time. Like, but also like, oh, Gronk can kill me at any time. Gronk can just kill me. Like, it's like he's one of those guys who's like, you almost forget for a second that they're like unbelievably strong, unbelievably vicious when they want to be. And that's what I really like about this part of his babyface character.
Yes.
And as the leader of the Mongoloids, it's like, ha 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 ha. Oh wait, that's right. Now we're standing next to each other, and I tower over you by a foot.
Yes.
And I will throw you into the moon. Oh, and I will talk shit to you while I'm doing it. It will be hilarious. And so will the Mongoloids. The fans will laugh at you while I throw you around. And I feel like the character is really coming through on this one. I really liked it. I gave it a 34.
Nice.
I wish Mark would have got one in because I would have loved to have seen what he did with that. But
okay, yeah, we did. We got that one. Okay, so all right, Josh Harper versus Tj Meyer. ABZ and I talked a little bit, while we were waiting for a little bit, and we agreed this was Josh's best promo thus far. Him and I don't know about you. They're Mr. Delicious. I liked both their promos. I really liked his the storytelling Josh used. I also liked TJ's promo because, first of all, the character was great. The location was great for the character. And I both promos were good. I dinged Josh on character and creativity, not hard, but like by 1 point. You know what I mean? And I did give this to TJ by 1 point. By one. Okay. But they were both great promos.
Okay, so if I could, I thought this was Harper's best promo so far. I'm pretty proud of him in that he changed levels pretty good. He kind of brought it home, like he stuck the landing. That's what I really liked about this one. He talked about Balls Gone Anywhere. So something that I didn't really like about this promo, though, and I will say this is something that I critiqued in the past, and I think maybe it's a little bit difficult because you're not a wrestler yourself. So it's like, where do you go to attack? But you came after TJ on him being like not really having a lot of charisma, or like, not as much as Dre, and always like not really being as entertaining as like L or BRD, or I think were who you showed there. I don't know if they're in boarding, but the point being that like that didn't have anything to do with how you were going to win, and it didn't really have anything to do with the rest of your promo. Like you attacked him on that, but then didn't really tie it in, and so it's like, okay, so you're kind of like doing a work shoot a little bit, but like what are we really kind of doing there? So there's no real way. The other problem with going after that, like going after someone's charisma, unless that's really who your character is, which I don't really think that is, like, so if Solomon Stone or myself or Josh Morris were to like, oh, you're boring, oh, you don't do, like, that makes more sense, I feel, because that like our character almost like would kind of say that, they would run you down like that, but then immediately big you up. And I felt like you waited a little long on the big up to him, because if you just call him boring and like, who did you really beat? You know what I mean? Not only that, but like, how does he combat that? Like, he can't prove you wrong as the baby, because that's kind of a heel thing to do, and as a baby face he can't pay that off. There's no real payoff to that, like outside of him coming out and being charismatic, but it's like that's subjective. So if you're going to go out there and say like, oh, I'm going to beat you up, I'm going to win, and then you go out there and you get your ass kicked for a little bit, okay, cool, they paid it off immediately. But I don't really like that one. Maybe find a different way to go after certain people. I like what you were doing earlier when you were talking about like how you were going to win certain matches, and the advantages that you would have through that. I thought you could have brought up size. That could have easily been something. You could have brought up the wear and tear that TJ did bring up in his promo. You could have, you've been through all these like tough matches. What's that done to your body? You could have done that. But, enough about that. I still do think it was your best one. I thought you were very confident when you were delivering what you were saying, especially towards the end. You were sticking that landing with the anger and, how you're not a happy Harper. You're an angry Harper. And it's caused problems with like your father and whatnot. And you don't want to see your girl doesn't want to see that. Like, you're trying to protect her from that. I really like that. That was very, very clever. TJ, very intense. I like the background. He was very straight to the point. So I really like this one. It was very, very good. I think TJ's finding his groove. This is what I want to see consistently. I believe everything that he's saying. And I kind of loved it. To be honest,
I kind of feel like it was a textbook promo.
Yes, it was, but in a good way. Right?
Yes.
In a good way, because like, it's not like he's cutting this promo over and over again, because he hasn't done that yet. Right? He hasn't cut this over and over and over again. Yeah, he has to like change that up. But like, this is like a good promo from the leveled up TJ that we are seeing right now. And I liked it very, very much. So yes, I also gave it to TJ by 1 point. And he got it on context.
All right. I don't know if I would say it was Harper's best promo, for the simple fact of what you said.
Right.
It was a good promo, but the simple fact of he didn't build his opponent up. And I think that was a loss. That was a big L. We talked about that actually the last two judgings, is you have to build it up. Who are you defeating if you just destroy them? But your story as to what character you were going to bring and the personality you were going to bring was completely there. But it was funny, right? Like you had that mask, and I don't know if that was supposed to be a serious mask, but like you were using your comedy to be serious, and it wasn't always funny. It was a lot of impactfulness like in there, which was really good, and I was really surprised by that. But it's just where you were not saying how I'm going to beat you like your previous promos have been, Josh. I think that's where we lost it. The one thing that I will give Josh out of all of this is you're learning. You are not a professional wrestler. You are not a professional wrestling manager, referee. You have not trained. You are in this as a person that is a part of the business from the outside, right? Yep. Like you are, but you're learning. You are learning so much, which is what I love about this. Yes. And I gave you the highest in emotion I've ever given you for the simple fact that what you're saying, you want us to believe that, right? Before it was just, I'm going to pop you guys, I think. I honestly do. But now it's like, I want you to believe in me that I can win this. I can win it not only as a promo, but I can win it as a match too. So yeah, I think that's just where he fell off a little bit for me. So context wise, he did drop down a little. Yep. TJ, this was, you're right. This was textbook promo. This was one of the most wonderful promos that I've seen and heard from you, for the simple fact that TJ is now telling a long-term story, and it is not just for Indie Idol. TJ is telling a complete story. Right. There is no promos anymore from TJ. There is no like one match, one and done. Everything is linked to who the lost soul Tj Meyer is right now. The RPW thing, the XI thing, you're bringing that all in. You're bringing everything everywhere, the War Inc. thing, all of that. And it's not a one at a time. And that's what I think is the best, but it is one at a time because it was just Harper. You went for Harper. But you add you into it, which is just the storytelling there is in itself. Emotion and context of that is a 10. Creativity, it was there. You had your new gear on. You had the crowbar. It's there. It's where you need to be for your character. Your character is building, and this is the highest I put you at a character as well, because what I saw in this promo is the TJ Meyer that I want to see all the time. And I need you to continue telling that. And this is also from me with the other promotions that I've worked with you at. This is what I want to see from TJ every single time you walk out that curtain.
Hell yeah. I can't agree more. Hell yeah.
So TJ wins that one.
So
go ahead.
I'm sorry, Cody. I didn't mean to do this. Like, I don't have this written down in my notes, but I thought of it while Johnny was talking. And I don't want Jeremiah to talk to me about how I don't give actual critiques and like suggestions. So I'm going to go ahead and I think I have another thing for Harper that might help him. And I think this is something that can kind of help everybody, right? Especially with finding who their character is if you don't already have it. Though I do feel like most people who are in this kind of have this part of it down. Because Harper's not a wrestler, he hasn't really had the opportunity to wrestle matches, and therefore like you take it kind of from a fan's perspective where like the little things aren't as important as far as you're trying to tell a story with your promo the same way you're trying to tell a story like a match, and you have to be able to pay things off. And also I felt a little bit like you started with a heel promo and ended on a babyface promo, and not in a way that like turns it. Do you know what I mean? Where it's like you were kind of attacking him on his own thing, and then it was just like, here's this darker side of me. Like, I feel that, but that's not really like a heel thing to say. Like saying you're gonna be someone, like it's not really a monster heel aspect to it when you're also like, you know, earlier on, like you didn't really kind of match that kind of character, if that makes sense. But basically, yeah, if you're like talking, like if you come at him with like the chicken shit stuff at the beginning, like, oh, you're not very charismatic, oh, you're not as entertaining, those are like the chicken shit thing. That's like a promo equivalent of an eye poke, a foot stomp, a throat chop, a choke him on the ropes. That's what you're doing. And so like, but that's fine to do, but like when you do that, you have to be careful not to like you kind of did like the promo equivalent of like a giant babyface comeback, I guess, but like kind of like like I'm going to kill you comeback, where you just kind of bump the shit out of him type situation and left and tapping. So it's kind of like they're two very different things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you also have to pay attention to like what you can pay off. So if you're a baby face and you say you're going to do something, you have to do it in that match. Like if you say that you're going to do something, you have to do it, or it has to be constantly teased. You can't just like if I come out there with the Starbucks cup, right, and I put it on the side of the ring, and I tell you that, like, you know, I'm going to hit you with the Starbucks cup, I have to at least once, if not multiple times, attempt to hit you with a Starbucks cup. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's like, right. If you come out with a manager, the manager at some point has to get involved. Like you're telling them that this is going to happen. It has to happen. And so like, if you can't pay something off necessarily, for example, if you were to talk a bunch of shit to like, let's say a ref, okay. I mean, you can talk a bunch of shit to a ref, but the ref can't like they can just disqualify you, but then that kind of like ruins the match. So like you stick them between a rock and a hard place. So they can't really pay that off unless it's really storyline to where like this ref is like, you know, you've been fighting with them for X amount of time and now there's something that happened here. Right. And then like maybe the locker room clears, like we're not going to take it anymore type situation. But that's very rare. That's like not often. So make sure that when you're going after somebody, you're kind of sticking to kind of a game plan throughout it, just like on a promo, just like I was in a match, right? You're going to have to take that attitude into this promo, into that match. The same attitude you have in the promo is who you are in the match, right? Or at least to begin it, it can change as the match goes on, right? But starting the match is how, like, this is what the promo is. So try to make sure that you can continue to tell that story once you're proverbially in the ring. Because I know that you don't really have that like context yet, but can you pay off what you're saying in the ring, and does it make any sense? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of like
ranting?
No, to simplify it a little bit more, like I get where you're going with this.
Yeah.
The way you're telling the story in your promo, if you get into this match and you are actually in this match, you're not going to start with a collar elbow tie up. You are going to fight. That's where it needs to be, right? You're not going to start with, you know, the chicken shit pussyfooting around and like and ducking out of the ring and stuff. You are going to start a straight up fight, but don't have it to where it's like, I'm going to do this, and then we think in the beginning that's what it's going to be. It's going to be like, let's roll around a little. So I got you.
Yes, absolutely.
Now we're taking a tour of AVZ's house.
Throwing some stuff away.
Right.
Throwing some stuff away.
Right.
Sorry.
That's all good. So I think I saved some of the best promos for last. Jamie Eternal versus Davison Sarai. So Jamie Eternal, I'll say first, I love the way he looked at the camera there, at like he's talking and then he looks at the camera, and the way that he brings his eyes into the camera. Oh, loved it. Good stuff. And the timing of his wording and everything, great stuff. And I always love the laugh. And he adds a little extra laugh there at the end. Good stuff. Great promo. Davison Sarai. All I've wrote down here, and OMG. That's all I have.
Fair enough. That is all right. All right, Jamie. Context-wise, emotion, like even the creativity of what you did and how you said it. This is the best promo I've ever seen you do. Jamie Eternal was simple with everything, drew me in, told a story, again incorporating characters and matches, and then the way you said it and with that background change, I was like, I'm in. Sign me up for this match. Main event, this is what it is. It was there, man. It was there. For some people, I could see where the emotion wasn't there. The laugh was there. Everything was there. But for some people that don't know Jamie Eternal, I could see where they thought it was just like Jamie Eternal doing Jamie Eternal things. But if you listen, and these are the two that I watched multiple times, not just twice, multiple times. If you listen to everything he said, Jamie Eternal is a demented man that did a lot of studying on Davison Sarai in this. Watched all the promos, watched everything, and knows about Davison Sarai. Davison Sarai, where the fuck did you come from? This is it. You won, hands down. I didn't think that was going to happen in this tournament. You got a full 40 out of me. This was the perfect promo for what it was, for who it was against. This is storytelling at its finest. This is learning at its finest. I know you're still green as the fucking grass that's underneath me right now, but what you're doing, if you do what you do in your promos in the ring, you are going to blow the world away. I will also tell you this, what you need to do is keep adapting your character and doing what you're doing and put more of this out there. Every show, I am going to tell you, this right here is what is going to blow you up on the independent scene and make you an indie darling. You will go so much farther if you want to with just these simple promos. And it wasn't really simple. It was, but it wasn't. Like your adaptation of everything you just did. I just watched a 90-second horror film and I loved it.
That was great.
You evolved everything, and I can't say anything bad about this. You got a straight up 40 out of this, and please give me more of where you're going with this. And like I said, I don't know where you came from. I don't know where this is all from, but like that's it right there.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. But I'm going to start with Jamie Eternal. I thought that this was. So you're going into so the visual effects were there, but they weren't like the big Jamie Eternal visual effects, right? Which is like, that's good for what we're doing because you like a cat, you went after Davison at her strengths, which I thought was kind of cool. That's good because this is your kind of match. And like, you kind of were like, okay, her alliteration, her wordplay has been unbelievably strong. I've said that since the beginning.
Yes.
Her diction is unbelievably refined. So you went out there and showed that you can do it too. It's not about necessarily spewing out the most shit. It's about the timing, exactly when that laugh comes, exactly when the eye movements happen. Look at the camera, boom, now I don't. You're literally using your eyes as filler words and punctuation to the things that you are saying, and I love that very, very much. I gave this a very good score. I gave it a 36. It just happened that you were against Davison, and Davison has been killing it from the beginning. I had a feeling that she would going into this, to be honest. Like I watched a little bit, but I didn't know everything. And so, I can talk a lot about this promo. I gave you a 39 instead of a 40, but like, cool. So the fact that like there was like bleach and blood at the end, like I was just like, oh great. Oh, like the fact that it was like leveling up as the promo was going on. It was getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And I know in a lot of situations, people would tell you to keep it to a minute and a half, keep it to 2 minutes on a promo, but this wasn't a promo. This was a full vignette. And you can do these, and it was so entertaining that I think you could have got away with 3 minutes easy on this, and you wouldn't have lost views as a result of it because it was just
correct.
Like, yes. I think this is the one time that I'm like, or this style is like, okay, we can go more than 2 minutes because you're so captivating, right? Now, the advice that I have to give you comes outside of this competition, essentially. Okay. It's how to take what you're doing here and make it work, not only in the ring, but in the context of the wrestling itself. So what I would suggest is this, start doing vignettes. Don't do them all the time, but because I know they're time consuming, but I would do vignettes and I would just make them, have like the promoters and your friends share them, just kind of getting the word out for what you can do. Because if people can see that you can do this, it's like, oh shit, what else can you do? And I know because, you know, right now you're so far ahead with what you're able to do on the mic or what you're able to do in these promos. So first of all, this and the mic are not the same thing. So we'll talk about that in a second. You need to like, your wrestling's just not going to be there yet to like back up the main event level, like speech that you are ready for. So you have to be kind of careful with that. Cause I had that same problem, right? Now I feel I can, but like, how do I put this? You have to kind of like, I would protect, how do I put this? People are going to want to see you really badly. People are going to want to see you, and they're going to want to see you in big matches, and they're going to want to see you go 15, and they're going to want to see you like wrestle all these great people. And just be ready for that. Just be ready for that. That's coming. So like, I guess my answer is going to be school.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
That's if you continue doing this every single
Correct.
promotion
Yes,
you go to, right?
Yes. Right.
You can slowly do this, and I think that's where Davison really has it, because I think Davison knows that that's for this, right?
Yes, I agree 100%. So what I'm trying to say, I guess I'm kind of really bad at doing this right now. I'm sorry, I haven't taken my ADHD medication today, so I'm kind of all over the place. But yeah, hey Davison, can I get an extra script? I'm just kidding. But speaking of which, but I suggested to her that she kind of does like segments. I think that she'd be really strong in segments while she like slowly builds up like the in-ring work and whatnot, because like, you know, not that she can't, I think that she's a good wrestler. She's a technical wrestler, which is something that a lot of people are not. And I think that makes you stand out. But when you do it live, it's going to be very easy to go over your time, and the crowd is still going to be into it. So you're going to like, as much as it sucks to step on your own pop, you don't have that problem anymore. People are going to be entertained for as long as you're out there. So you can deliver a 10-minute promo, I think, or a 10-minute segment, and the crowd not get bored and want to like start checking their phones and leave, which is very, very rare. So I think you're in a unique position that a lot of other people are not. So I would almost go as far as to, in promotions that you are established and they're all of the time, I would almost make it like a big deal that you're going to wrestle. I think that you should like almost do segments and like put it off and do promos and then like, you know, you pick your time. And I don't suggest that you do a 10-minute segment and a 10-minute match in the same night, because it's just a lot. The second time you go through the curtain, the crowd is going to be way down compared to the first time you were. And it makes it an attraction. It makes it like, what is she going to do? What is going on? Because you can do something that almost nobody else can do. You fill a role that's very, very rare. So use it wisely. I look forward to seeing you take this intensity, and not that you're not already intense in your matches, but like, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing that come along. And I'm looking forward to see how you translate this to in real life promos, with the crowd interaction, with all of that. And I think that you should definitely be dropping vignettes. Great work, Davison. You're fucking killing it. So.
All right. So I got to ask though, you only gave a 39. What category got the 9?
Oh, what category got the 9?
What category got the 9?
The 9 came in context. And I wasn't even like sure why. Basically, I'm gonna be honest with you, I just didn't want to give her 40. But the answer was like, I'm like, everything is there. Like, it's a 40. Like,
I said it. I said it when I went into Jeremiah's, because I did watch Jeremiah's twice as well, but like I didn't need to watch Jeremiah's twice. These ones I had to watch again because of that. And I was like, I did not want to give anybody a 40. I did not, because I don't think anybody's it's either I don't think you're there yet. It's I don't think I'm there yet to give anybody a 40.
Same.
But like I said, you won me over. I don't know where you came from, but if this is what I saw, this would be getting over with me.
Right.
So
Davison wins.
Davison wins.
All right, just a quick review before we get out of here, everybody. So we got Davison, as we just said, Tj Meyer, Mongo,
Yep.
Josh Morris, Tony
There it
Garrix, Fletch
There it
Malone,
is.
Billy Ray, and Jeremiah. And
There it is.
Yeah. All right, so we got one more round left. 2 people are eliminated, and then we're going into semifinals. 4 people move on to the semifinals, and then obviously we'll have a final, and then ta-da, we have a 2022 Indie Idol. You gonna
Cool.
punch him in the
Looking forward
mouth,
to it.
ABZ, or
What?
You already know the match is going to get booked.
right? Yeah, somewhere.
You know exactly where it's going to get booked too.
Yeah, somewhere.
So
Right. All right. So awesome, guys. Again, thank you to everybody out there. Make sure you smash the thumbs up, subscribe to this Rasslin Rage YouTube channel. Don't forget, tomorrow, right here on this channel, r2youtube.com, we will be live from Michigan Independent Weekly, where we will have all the information for you to attend any live events going on in the state of Michigan this week, including on the 28th, XICW returns to the Lincoln Park Community Center. Big time history right there, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you're there. I will be there. Josh will be there. Mr. Delicious will
hosted
be
by
the
the
MC.
best MC in the state of Michigan.
That's right. So I will see all of you tomorrow. You guys, thank you for joining me once again. I look forward to the next round and to see who we get into the semifinals.
There it is. Thank you, guys.
All right. See everybody later. Have a great day. Thanks for joining us. Are out of here.
It's going down. This is Rasslin Rage. It's going down. This is Rasslin Rage. Scream it out loud. This is Rasslin Rage. Cody Fleming is the man who leads the brigade. It's going down. This is Rasslin